Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
These dicks. I asked for a 5-minute break so I could go pee and get myself some water, and I come back and they're already in the draft. Not a consideration for their caster. Friggin' jerks. Alright. We're into the game, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 4 between ASDF and No Name Team. No Name Team down here under Dave Cptn.Canuck. I don't know what the I hate French, man. I'm no good at it. But anyways, No Name Team is down 1-2. Team ASDF does have the lead at the moment after taking game number 3. Pretty convincingly. These games have been relatively quick. I think all of them have been right around the 30-minute mark, about 28 minutes-ish. So we've seen some really good Dota so far, but let's get caught up with the draft here. Undying, Slardar, Doom, and Nightstalker, relatively similar to the last game's bans, but the SF does slip through for the first time in this series, so it's going to get snatched up right away by ASDF, and Dazzle is going to be the pick to match it. Winter Wyvern and Tusk, the two pickups from No Name Team, so they're ready to brawl a bit. Looks like they want to gank that Shadow Fiend, make sure he doesn't get too big to start off. But into the second phase of the bans, we've got the Darkseer and the AA banned out, making sure that those heals don't get negated, and still many more heroes to pick. Sorry, I'm like losing my words here. I tried to like scarf down a piece of like cold pizza because I was really hungry and I hadn't eaten it all today. Like, I didn't eat lunch, and then when I got home from work, I jumped right on my computer to start gaming, or well, start casting rather. And then I'm like washing it down with water, and I'm like, I gotta cast because they started without me, these jerks. So, anyways, having a moment, but Brood Mama banned out once again, so she's not making it through. I think that actually might have been the preferable pick for ASDF, not No Name, but they're still going to get rid of it because they don't want to be seeing it. Juggernaut going to make its way through the pool here as Gyrocopter has been banned. So the Jug, the good old Unero, he's going to make his way onto the field, and I do like this pick quite a bit. He combos very well with the Winter Wyvern, and he does with the Tusk as well. I mean, you get Snowball with that Juggernaut inside of him. Whoever you land on is going to be taking a ton of spin damage, and
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so a lot of potentials with this, and we've seen Tusk primarily run as kind of a 4 position for these last few games, and I think that's the way to do it. We haven't seen any dedicated off-lane Tuskars yet, but we might see that in this game, depending on how they want to set it up. They've got a lot of wiggle room in their draft as it stands. That's why Tusk is such a good starting pick, because he's flexible. You can put him where you need him.
Radiant team pick.
Alright, Earthshaker's going to be the pickup here by ASDF. I kind of like this against this draft so far. They do have now 3 heroes that kind of ignore the Fissure Wall. The Queen of Pain can blink over it, the Tusk can snowball over it, the Winter Wyvern can always fly with the Q, so maybe not the best support game for the Earthshaker, but if they run it in the off lane, could do a lot of work against this team, and I think that might be where they want to drop it. Of course, Earthshaker is a great counter initiator to that Tusk snowball. If they ever snowball 1, 2, 3 heroes, you can always drop the Fissure right on top of that and make sure you get a multi-hero stun. So we'll see how this Earthshaker gets played. Generally, Earthshaker is picked up. Oh, sorry.
Reserve time.
Oh, sorry friends, I had a little crumb pizza crust that got caught in the back of my throat. Yeah, generally that Earthshaker is running a support role with the Shadow Fiend, just because he's such a good hero at kind of moving up and down the river and keeping the SF safe. If anybody's coming in to gank the SF, you can always be right behind him to throw the fissure out. And of course, if the other mid laner isn't paying attention and you catch a good fissure, that's an easy 2 raises for Shadow Fiend to land, which means that you can quite often pick up a kill with just a couple spell combo. You don't need a full-on smoke gank with 2 heroes or anything. You can just kind of land that fissure and go from there. So we'll see how this matchup plays out. Queen of Pain is going to be the pickup here for No Name Team. So Queen of Pain, 100% pick rate in this series so far. We saw Bunny Kirby playing it extremely well in game number 1. Played it up against Eleanor's Invoker and actually won the lane pretty convincingly. Got 2 solo kills. So I'm curious to see how he plays the Queen of Pain against the Shadow Fiend, because that matchup generally favors Quap. But with a good support sitting behind the SF and a couple levels to get his soul count up, it becomes very, very hard for Queen of Pain to do her thing. So we'll have to watch out for that.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And Rubik is interestingly going to be the 4th pick here for ASDF. So I was saying before that this is probably going to be an offlane Earthshaker, and it does look like it will be. So Rubik is going to be the support with Dazzle, of course, and Dazzle will probably be the one to kind of help out that Shadow Fiend on the mid lane. If things start to get rough for him, if Wyvern's hanging around mid a little bit too long, then Dazzle can stay there and kind of make sure that Shadow Fiend is healthy and at least in an area where he can throw out some auto attacks and try to get some last hits. Looking at this last pick here, though, they ban out the anti-mage on No Name Team because they're fearing that kind of hard carry to take over the safe lane, and I don't blame them. The way ASDF is looking right now, they've got a lot of control and a lot of early game kind of fighting potential, which is going to make a lot of room for whatever carry they have. So I wouldn't be surprised to see ASDF go for something a lot late gamey, or maybe even a Spectre or something this game, now that the AM and the Ember have been banned out. Lots of options though, so we'll see what they choose. No Name Team looking for their last pick right now. Probably going to be an offlane hero. They could still even pick another mid hero to go up against the Shadow Fiend and leave the Queen of Pain to the offlane with the Tuskar. They kind of did that in the last game, which ASDF did that in the last game. But yeah, they're going to go with the Invoker. So it looks like the Invoker is going to be mid against the Shadow Fiend, and the Queen of Pain will probably go to the offlane, and we'll see the Tusk moving back and forth between top and bottom. Phantom Lancer is going to get picked up here by ASDF, so I think they play this hero fairly frequently, and I think it'll be a very good matchup for them. There's no real natural counters in the enemy draft right now. The Wyvern does decently well against PL, as does the Queen of Pain and Invoker, but those are all kind of circumstantial moments. Like if the Wyvern gets off the Winter's Curse while the Shadow Fiend is nearby and while there's a lot of illusions, on the right Phantom Lancer might get killed. Queen of Pain, if she blinks in, has all her abilities off cooldown, and hits them on the swarm of Phantom Lancer illusions, and Phantom Lancer does not have a health item like a Vitality Booster or a Heart or something, then it's going to do well, but of course Phantom Lancer can build against that. Same thing with Invoker. It's really hard to land that Yules on the Phantom Lancer because there's often so many different Phantom Lancers, and he can always doppelwalk if he sees you. That it becomes very difficult for the Invoker to kind of get that big Yules combo, if that's what he goes for. We'll probably see him go for that Quaswex Orchid build that the Invokers in this series have been going for. But anyways, introduce the teams. Once again, Yola Swag Rico, Phantom Lancer, Iraj on the Earthshaker, Eleanor on the Shadow Fiend, Snee on the Dazzle, and then Rubik going to be played by Rilke. Down on the Radiant side, Bunny Kirby taking the Invoker, offlane Soulfu on the Queen of Pain, Tusk on Dreams, or Dreams on Tusk, Louis Simon, whatever the fuck, on the Winter Wyvern, and on the Juggernaut we have Streetlight. I've done this every game, so I figured I'd zip through it this time, especially considering it looks like there's probably going to be a brawl at the top lane for the Bounty Rune. Maybe not actually. Invoker realizes that he is outnumbered up there, not going to get it, immediately starts walking bottom, and I think seeing that, ASDF aren't going to chase it. It looked like they might have been able to, they might have had it in their heads that they were going to walk down bottom and fight it anyways, but looks like they're not. They're going to just be happy with taking top. I was thinking maybe they could throw out like a cheeky play where they kind of fissure across here or something and just stun the heroes and then have Dazzle run up and auto-attack this, but that's kind of risky, and if you get caught by the Arctic Burn or something, you could end up in a lot of trouble, so... Gonna play it safe, and each team's gonna exchange a bounty rune to the other. There's Earthshaker. Is he gonna throw out a fissure block here? I don't know if that's the way to play offlane Earthshaker anymore. He might when he gets up here. Like if you block this off, I don't think the creeps run in there anymore. But yeah, all right. He's just gonna do a regular block and get back to lane. So yeah, Dazzle sitting on mid with Shadow Fiend to make sure he gets the good first couple waves here, and he's already got 1 soul. Starting with that Necromastery is always a little bit risky, but against the Invoker, I mean, Invoker has very low base damage, especially if you don't go for a point in Exort early. So Shadow Fiend is able to be competitive in this lane, and it's a lot more a matchup of skill than it is of anything else. Jeez, up in the top lane, a heal bomb catches the Queen of Pain as she moves a little too far forward, and actually used the she used the dagger on level 1. Offlane Quap daggering level 1 is incredibly risky, and we saw what happened there. I mean, she's going to be able to trade with the supports a little bit better, as you can see here, but even so, she does not have a way to get out of trouble, and the heal bomb, once again, Soulfu is going to drop a second kill right off the bat. Oh man, meanwhile, down on the bottom lane, Iraj gets killed off by the Winter Wyvern, so yeah, what a game. What a game. Offlaners not having a good start to this game. And I think this is what happens when you have standard tri-lanes again. I mean, it's been a long time since the meta has really been like tri-lane, tri-lane, tri-lane. Mid, there's a little bit of action, but Eleanor's going to be able to walk away from that. But yeah, it's all about these kind of duo lanes and these roaming heroes and these brawly fighters. But when you end up in a scenario where it's 2 supports, 1 carry, and an offlaner in a lane, it starts to get hard again. So definitely that Quaswex Invoker, but he's gonna get picked up here. The raise misses though. Does he get? Oh no, that was so close to be able to finishing off that Shadow Fiend. I think he canceled an auto attack. If he hadn't done that and just thrown the extra one, he would have killed Eleanor before he went down. But Eleanor going to survive and has a bottle being ferried out to him right now. No runes to fill it up with, so he's probably just going to bottle and then send it right back on the Crow. Soulfu, a little bit of trouble here. Still does not have a blink, which means that they can just kind of chase him down. And Yellow Swag, he's got... yeah, there we go. They walk right under the tower knowing full well she cannot blink. Queen of Pain remains level 1, and Yellow Swag, despite taking a little bit of damage from that dagger, will be just fine. Walks back to lane. He's still got Dazzle heals and a few consumables left to keep him going. Soulfu not having a great game right now. Now, remember, this match ticker up at the top is broken. The teams forgot to update it, so we are looking at a 2-1 in favor of ASDF. I've updated that in the match title on Twitch, so if you're ever wondering, or if somebody new comes into the chat, you can direct them towards that. But yeah, it is 1 for Team No Name to 2 for Team ASDF. So if ASDF wins this one, they take the championship. That is a $110 prize going their way for the AD2L Champions League Grand Finals. Bunny Kirby's starting to kind of take over mid lane. The Shadow Fiend does have a few more last hits, but now that Invoker's got some spells up his sleeve, he can kind of just do exactly what he's doing here, where he postures up on the cliff and just throws auto attacks and dares Eleanor to come at him. And if Eleanor tries to throw out some raises, tries to make a fight happen, he does this, and he walks up, and there's the Cold Snap, there's an EMP, he's going to start walking into this. Does get the mana chip off another couple. Yeah, there we go. The Tusk is there to throw long-range ice shards and picks up the kill on the Shadow Fiend. So really well played there, and No Name team find themselves a quick and easy kill. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Iraj's Earthshaker did fall to the Juggernaut and Winter Wyvern combo. So good kill picked up there. Alright, top lane. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a brawl here. Soulfu does blink away from from some of that action. But Dreams is on deck, ready to fight if he needs to. He's got a mango, but no actual mana at the moment to spend. So kind of just roaming backwards, back into the river. And Queen of Pain, she still doesn't have boots, but she's still got that blink now. She's got her level 3, so not as scared as she would have been otherwise. But these supports are still pretty damn scary. Mid lane fight is happening, and Shadow Fiend, he misses the long raise, and that might give Bunny Kirby. Nope. All right. I was going to say, that might give Bunny Kirby what he needs to get in there and get that last auto attack, but the bottle was good, and Bunny Kirby got blocked out by the creeps, so good turnaround kill there. I can't believe that long range missed, because if the long range hit, the Invoker was dead 3 seconds sooner, and Eleanor doesn't drop this low. But good rotation by the supports, making sure they get over there quickly. It allows Solfu a little bit of extra space in this top lane, and he gets that side pull off, but does get forced out eventually by Yellow Swag as he walks in. Bottom lane, tower going to face some pressure here. Got a healing ward. I'd drop it if I was the Juggernaut right now, but he's being very passive. Looks like he wants to get rid of this his friendly creep wave before the Earthshaker gets back and claims that XP. It doesn't look like they want to take the tier 1 tower quite yet. They're just going to do what they can, keep it alive, and that'll kind of keep lane equilibrium a little further back for the Juggernaut, as opposed to creeps being way up here when Juggernaut's trying to farm. I forgot to put the AD2L graphic up. Let's just get that up there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, Phantom Lancer grabs himself a bottle, bottles up, and then sends it back on the courier. I do like bottle on this hero quite a bit, especially if you're not going to, if you don't have like a mana battery on your team, like Crystal Maiden or Caudle or something. He is a very spammy hero, and the more abilities you can use, the more effective you're going to be, especially in lane. So, Phantom Lancer doing good, sitting right at the top of the last hits charts right now. He's sitting at 48 over the Shadow Fiend, who is a friendly Shadow Fiend, by the way. Friendly Shadow Fiend's 39 last hits, and 34 on the Juggernaut. So Jug is just not making as good use of his free farm as Phantom Lancer was. I mean, they both have pretty much uninhibited free farm. Streetlight wasn't ever out of lane. He wasn't grabbing runes. He didn't die. He's just got 12 less last hits, and I think that's just missing them. So good on the good on the Phantom Lancer. See what that translates to in the mid to late game. Quap just kind of roaming around, looking for anything that she can get, and she's really deep in enemy territory, which I don't know if that's the right place to be for you, you level 3 Queen of Pain. I mean, she's got just under 600 health, and that's level 4 raises on the Shadow Fiend. If he lands 2 raises on her when she's trying to blink, she's dead. Bottom lane, huge dive for that Earthshaker. They're looking for it, and Lewis Simon, he's going to try to heal himself up and keep himself alive for now. Streetlight running away. He did get his TP canceled, so he's buying out his items right now. He realizes he's in trouble. Oh, whoa. I lost damage control there for a second, but the Phantom Lancer tried to jump down the cliff and was not able to. Juggernaut's going to get out, and he'll just walk his way all the way back to base. So, inconvenienced by the fact that he lost his TP, but not inconvenienced by a death, and that's what really matters. I'm going to throw out the Ghost Walk here, but there is a friendly sentry close by, but is Bunny Kirby going to walk back up? I don't think he's... Yeah, alright. He's safe. Walks back around, and he'll make his way back over to his tower. Snowball in on the mid lane. They're looking for the Rubik. Can they find him? Damage is coming out a little bit, but this has kind of put Dreams in a very compromising position, and they're just working on bringing him down. And Raj is dropping low, but he should be able to get himself out. No, one final auto attack flies out, and the Winter Wyvern kills off the Earthshaker. Bunny Kirby trying to run away, but he's got no health or mana left to speak of, and a Fade Bolt from the Rubik will secure that kill. Phantom Lancer doing a good job of rotating around early, making sure he's part of these brawls, and that's securing him a lot of extra gold. 203 on him now, as well as being top of the net worth charts. Shadow Fiend, meanwhile, is moving around the map, just farming up anything he can. He's lost 2 deaths, but he does have 54 last hits to his name, so definitely not behind in gold by any means.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Dazzle going to stack up the Ancients. Not really any natural Ancients farmers on either side of the board right now, but Phantom Lancer can go take that once he gets a point or two in Juxtapose, as he can start just spawning illusions to tank those neutral creeps for him and work away on them himself. Has drums delivered, but no treads at the moment. Looks like he might be going for those travels. Not going for the first item travels to split push out, but travels are always really, really good on PL. Helps him get around to fights and, of course, split push out those side lanes, because unlike the old PL pre-rework, you can't just send illusions down lanes and let them just do their thing forever. You have to be present to do that split pushing. So the Boots Travel build is kind of a way to bring that split pushy PL style back without making him a completely imbalanced cancer hero. Mirage now working on getting some last hits down in the bottom lane. He's probably going to go for a Soul Ring with this Ring of Regen here. That Soul Ring Tranquils is usually the way that those offlane Earthshakers like to build. And then eventually we'll see him go for that Blink. But there's a TP in. Can they bring down this Juggernaut? He's looking for the Omni Slash, but there's the Echo Slam. They hold him in place and finish off the kill. Iraj, she's dropping really low with a Quap commit. She might be able to get a kill there. Is there a deny? Is there a deny? No. The Rubik takes his attention off the Earthshaker to try to get a steal, and the steal is not very good, and the Rubik will end up dead as the Queen of Pain walks into the trees here. Has a blink out, so she should be fine with that Phantom Lancer TPing in. Does get out, and Mango handed over from the Tusk to the Wyvern, I think, just in case they needed the Winter's Curse. But, wait, was there another kill? Invoker got a kill on the Dazzle. Yeah, so while that was going down on the bottom lane, Dazzle got picked off on the mid. Probably just a Cold Snap EMP by the Invoker. All he really needed to do, he's going to throw the EMP on the Cold Snap on top of Eleanor here. But the Requiem goes out, and with a raise, the Shadow Fiend Eleanor is going to finish off the opposing Invoker. So really well played there, recognizing that he could walk out of that EMP and then just blast off the ultimate. He has gone for that Yule's build, which is a little bit interesting. I'm not a huge fan of it myself, just because it makes you so squishy. It makes you very susceptible to things like the Queen of Pain, like the Invoker, who can just kind of blow you up all in one shot. But it does serve its purpose, and he might be able to find a couple pick-off kills this game. However, there are 2, maybe 3 heroes on the enemy team that can just kind of dodge that completely. I mean, the Tusk, if he gets caught by the Yules, he just goes into Snowball, doesn't take damage from the Requiem. Juggernaut, same thing. He either spins or Omni Slashes, and he's fine. Queen of Pain can always blink out of it, unless your timing is so perfect that it's not even funny, which it is really hard to do. So, the Yules is mainly going to just be kind of for farming efficiency this game. He wants it for the mana regen, which, I don't know. It's okay. It keeps you going for a while, keeps you alive, but it's definitely, I don't know, it's a hard to justify purchase to me, at least. I feel like you could be doing a lot more with other items, Mechanism, Sanjin Yasha, Shadowblade even. Like Shadowblade kind of gives you that same wombo power. It doesn't give you the mana regen, of course, but you get that sneakiness, and you get right-click damage. You get damage and you get attack speed. So that's my usual preference. But you know, Yule's build is still definitely very effective, so I'm not going to slam it too hard. But anyways, Bunny Kirby up on the top lane here with the Earthshaker nearby to throw out that fissure. They're going to catch him, but he's on the other side of the fissure, so he doesn't have anything walking around to do. But Rubik and the Dazzle are there, and they're going to finish him off. Yeah, Bunny Kirby, he played well this game, but he has not been able to catch a break. I mean, they are chasing him and hitting him hard. That kill on the Shadow Fiend, or the kill that the Shadow Fiend got, was kind of his fault. He bit off more than he could chew in that fight, and ended up eating a pretty full Requiem to the face. But either way, he's had a very rough game, so let's see. ASDF definitely in the lead at this point in the game, and once again, this is match point. The winner of this takes home the cash prize and the AD2L Season 9 Championship, which is a very prestigious title to hold. Alright, up in the top river, team's starting to brawl it out here. The Dazzle is the first to fall. Juggernaut chasing in on the Wyvern, but is she going to get denied? Winter Wyvern does deny herself to the Ancients. Sulfu is getting dropped down really low, and actually the Rubik Burst is good enough, and they turn it back around, so 3 kills down on the side of No Name Team, and Araj is trying to make that Invoker go down, but he gets saved by the Tusk there, and a couple auto attacks more from Bunny Kirby might be able to do it. So they get the Earthshaker, but meanwhile the Phantom Lancer was chasing deep and gets a kill onto the Tusk. So he's got a lot of gold in the bank. What's he got flying out to him? That's the Boots Travel. So he had a full Boots Travel recipe coming out to him, and we'll see that Diffusal Blade come up pretty soon. But this Phantom Lancer is going to be a huge problem for No Name Team right now. They really don't have much to deal with it. The Juggernaut just isn't going to stack up against the PL. And this Ring of Health tells me that the Juggernaut wants to go. Oh, good Shallow Grave at the last moment there. Looks like Snee will survive that. But yeah, the Juggernaut looks like he's going to be going for... Oh my god! I'm trying to talk about Juggernaut here, and these guys just want to kill Shadow Fiends. The Shadow Fiend gets a Yules and a Blink Out, and he will survive that. So 2 ganks in on the mid lane, and both heroes survive. So Juggernaut, he's got a Ring of Health, wants to go Battle Fury. Battle Fury will help him kill illusions. That's what I meant to say. Soulfu kind of just solo pushing up on the top here. His build is suggesting Orchid, but he is a long ways from it and just cannot stay alive. I mean, 2 and 6 on a Queen of Pain is a terrible score, and especially because this hero needs to snowball so hard in this meta. In 685, you could get behind like this and still kind of contribute, but 686, it's not the same beast, and Queen of Pain really needs to be as far ahead as possible, or it just doesn't work out. So you know, she's gonna come in, she's gonna try to help out here, goes in on Rilke, drops out the ultimate, but it does next to no damage, and I'm not sure why. I think he got healed at the exact same time. Tornado EMP comes out, the Shadow Fiend blows a huge ultimate, it catches a kill on the Queen of Pain, but the Juggernaut is chasing him down, gets the kill with the spin there, and the fight continues as the Dazzle tries to run away underneath his tower. He does not have Shallow Grave, he's got a heal, but no TP available, so there's no way he gets out of this one. Dazzle trying to run around, but he ends up getting caught out. Yellow Swag Rico shows up to maybe turn this fight, but he is up against 3, so he's going to have to play this really smart if he wants to find himself a kill. Dodges away from the snowball, but it does end up catching him on the other side of it, but the Walrus Punch goes out on the wrong hero. He tries to turn it back around onto Bunny Kirby, but it does not happen. 5-man wipe for No Name Team, and ASDF have the tables turned on them as they lose their mid-tier tier 1. Spin on Rubik, he's going to make his way out of this because of that, but yeah, very well played there by No Name Team, and they're starting to bring this game back. 16-19, I think if we look at the graphs, it's still going to be, it's just going to be a little bit in favor of ASDF still, but definitely a step in the right direction for No Name Team, and they're definitely looking to start to bring things back. This Queen of Pain is the only concerning part, but she did pick up quite a bit of gold in that last fight, so she will be able to start moving towards picking up that Orchid of hers. Whether or not it comes in on time is another question, though, because you really need to be able to shut down that Earthshaker and the Dazzle with it. Hell, even the Phantom Lancer if you can catch him, so... Rubik grabs a haste and goes on a little warding run. They definitely saw him place that ward, so he's going to have a harder time. Well, they're going to deward that for sure, but he does end up jumping away, but that Tusk Punch catches him anyways, and yeah. The spin was not enough, and they definitely saw this ward. I don't know if they saw this one. They might have, but they're definitely going to have some easy D-wards in the future here. Looking for Araj. He does get caught inside of the Ice Shards, and that is going to be a dead Earthshaker. He gets caught out here. So with those 2 kills, ASDF, I hesitate to say they are definitely back in this game. Actually, I don't think they were ever out of it, but... they were definitely having a harder time for a while, but Yellow Swag, they Winter's Curse him up, and he just jumps away into the trees and then realizes, hey, I don't have to run. Starts working away on this, but after realizing that there's probably reinforcements coming in, tries to TP out, canceled by the Tornado, jumped in on, and he's going to drop, so Yellow Swag Rico goes down, and that is 3 individual pickoffs that have allowed No Name Team to come back into this game. I mean, the Shadow Fiend's been farming this whole time, but whatever. You got 3 kills, and if we look at the graphs, I mean, it's inching even closer. Net worth almost at 0, XP getting pretty close there as well. So this is an even ball game, and I'm curious to see where this goes. No Name Team definitely don't want to lose this. This will be the end of their tournament run if they do.
Is under attack.
Tusk now has a Force Staff to his name. That's a little bit interesting. I don't see Force Staff on Tusk very often. Occasionally we'll see Blink so that he can blink in and save people with the Snowball. But the more popular builds have always been kind of a little bit more supporty aura stuff. Occasionally we'll see a Solar Crest and maybe a Shadow Blade or Drums or other things like that. Even Guardian Greaves. Sulfu, he is caught. No mana to blink, no mana to go anywhere, and boom, there we go. The blink in from Eleanor gets the kill, and the Requiem blows up right on top of the Queen of Pain's face. They did not get Bunny Kirby. He jumped away from that fight, but I don't think it matters to ASDF. They're happy with what they got, and they're going to go back to farming. Just get that last hit chart out of here and go over to the net worth. Topping it out is the Shadow Fiend. Like I said, he's been farming very well, and he's now working towards a Black King bar, of which he'll have in about 700 gold. Juggernaut's very close, well, actually, a little ways behind him. He does have that Battle Fury now, so Jug's going to be farming up a lot more efficiently, and like I said earlier, will be able to deal with the Phantom Lancer slightly better. Has the Mask of Madness as well for that little bit of extra oomph in his fights, and potentially extra crits as well. Phantom Lancer is just behind the Juggernaut, and he has been working on this Diffusal Blade for quite a while. He's had the single Blade of Alacrity, but he's died twice recently, and it's been very, very hard for him to kind of get his footing in this game. So you can see him now just kind of split pushing out to bottom lane, realizing he needs to stop fighting for a little bit, get his item, and then he can start coming back to these brawls. So they give up the tier 1 tower at top, and meanwhile focus on putting a little bit of pressure on mid despite not being able to guarantee themselves that tower. The siege creep might actually get the kill as the fight begins and the engagement comes out in the jungle here, but this could be a trap for sure. They know that Bunny Kirby's here. Will they be able to bring him down though? They don't have the detection, and the Diffusal Blade is up on the Phantom Lancer. He can purge that off himself if he wants to, but he does not have the Doppelganger to get himself away, and the Winter's Curse is going to be blown, so they're going to get the Phantom Lancer right away. Looking for Eleanor. He might be able to blink out, but a stolen Winter's Curse turns it back around. They get the Invoker. There's an Echo Slam Dreams. He's dropping really low. One more auto attack, and he's going to drop. There's the Winter, the Winter Wyvern as well, and she gets caught as she tries to heal herself up, and the Shadow Rays lands right on top of her. But beautiful steal by Rilke here. That was the reason they won that fight. That was about to be a 3 or 4 for 1, maybe even none. And the Winter's Curse turned that around completely. Finished off the Invoker and made sure that the Shadow Fiend had a little bit of room to breathe. Sonic Wave goes out on the fight there, and Rilke doesn't manage to steal that, gets the Poison Dagger instead. But that is another free kill as the Queen of Pain just blinked way too aggressively. And I guess they're going to save that tower because there's no creep wave left. Oh, there's another creep wave. They could go back in if they want. They're not going to risk it. They know the Wyvern's coming up soon, and the Tusk is available, so he can jump in and maybe burst him down. Oh, they're going to pop a smoke, being tricky little buggers here. So BKB up on the Shadow Fiend as well, and they just want to sit... Oh, interesting. Okay. So they smoke, but then he raises to show that they're smoked.
Bottom tower is under
I guess the supports wanted to be smoked so that they could kind of assist him if they came in from the other side, but... Which is exactly what they're doing. BT dubs! We've got No Name Team smoking in here, and they're going to get spotted out right away. Wham bam, thank you man. The dust goes out, and they know exactly what is going on. Ghostwalk is up on the Rubik. The Juggernaut's chasing down the Earthshaker, but yeah, Earthshaker's going to go down. Eleanor, that said, he did get the Requiem off. It was pretty big. Dream's going to drop as well. So Earthshaker for Invoker and Tusk, I think that is a trade that ASDF is happy to take, and that was just beautiful understanding of the game for them. I don't think they saw anyone from No Name Team. I don't think they saw a smoke or anything. But knowing exactly what the maneuver would be, they smoked 3 supports up into this area. They had the Rubik sitting here and the Earthshaker that dazzled down in here. And as soon as that smoke walked through and the Rubik saw his smoke break, he popped off the dust and the fight began. It was just... It was such beautiful game sense because they didn't have to see a ward, they didn't have to know the smoke was coming, they just knew that if there was going to be an attack, it was going to be from that side, so they better be ready, and they were. Roshan now going to ASDF. Orchid finally finished on the Queen of Pain. She's 2-9 right now. Still doesn't even have power treads to her name, so she's having a very hard time securing the farm that she needs to be relevant in these fights, but slowly but surely she'll get there, and having that Orchid does mean a lot. If she can pop that off on the Dazzle or something in a fight, it's going to mean a lot for No Name Team's team fight. But that said, this Shadow Fiend has gotten absolutely massive in the last couple fights. He went from being kind of mid-high and was doing okay on farm to having 11 kills, 3 deaths, and over 200 last hits. This hero is just absolutely off the charts right now, and he's got an Aegis to his name, so they're going to be having, No Name Team is going to have to deal with Eleanor at some point, and it's not going to be easy considering he just picked up that BKB. If you guys will excuse me for a second, I'm just going to mute my stream real quick. I just got to blow my nose, and I don't want you guys to have to hear that, so got a bit of a lull. I'll pause and Alright, I'm back. Thank you for sticking with me. Mid lane, Eleanor showing absolutely no fear, walking forward. Gonna burst down the creep wave. He's got, his support is pretty far away, but doesn't really care at this point. The Invoker's nearby, but they'll spot that with a Ghost Walk if he gets too close, so he's making sure to keep his distance, and actually throws out an Urn Charge onto a Rubik Illusion, and gets used up, and Buddy Kirby, I don't know if he survives this one. There they go. A fissure and a raise, and that's going to be it. It was a nice try, but exposing himself for that illusion was a huge problem there. Streetlight trying to find his way out of this fight, and actually, they might have been able to bring that down. He was dropping really quickly. The damage was huge, but Lewis Simon going to go over the cliff, and oh, just barely. The fissure hits, but the raise does not. And Wyvern walks away from that unscathed, but with the Aegis and the Tier 2 about to go, I think the Dire is going to be happy to walk up onto high ground here for this next fight. There's really no team fight on the side of No Name Team without the Invoker, and there is no Omnislash either. Omnislash was used, so, I mean, what do you do here? You pretty much have to concede the racks. The Phantom Lancer Illusions are going to start working away at this. Yellow Swag not wanting to go up the hill, though, for fear of a snowball or a Winter's Curse or something of that sort. The tower definitely taking a lot of damage, and with this next creep wave, I don't know if they're going to go. The Invoker's going to be back up. It depends on how ballsy they feel, but they still have a fresh 9-second BKB on the Shadow Fiend and the Aegis of the Immortal as well, so I think if they wanted to go, they really could. They've got 2 minutes left on the Aegis, so might as well burn it. But they're not going to do that. They're going to head up towards top lane and decide, alright, we want the safer Tier 2, and they're going to take that instead. But I think it's safe to say that ASDF now have control of this game, and it is on No Name Team to find the engagement that keeps this series alive for them, because once again, if you take a bad fight, lose a couple sets of racks, that's probably going to be it. And the AD2L Champions League Grand Final Playoffs will go over to Team ASDF, and I believe they won last season. I'm not 100% sure. I know they were in the finals last season. Can't remember if they won, but yeah, ASDF, definitely a strong team, and so they're kind of the team to beat here. I don't believe No Name Team in their current iteration have played in any previous AD2L events. Solfu, I know, has been around since the very beginning, season 2 or 3 or something, and Frugas, who is the other player who plays for this team, he's not here tonight. He's being stood in for by Dreams on the Tusk here, but Frugas, he plays for them as well, and that hero that guy is just insane, and he's been around for a long time, so. Dream's scared to move forward here. Looks like he's starting the build-up for a Glimmer Cape. He's got just that casual cloak and wants to get that invis, maybe keep his teammates safe. That might be a way to keep people safe from the Yule's Requiem. I don't know if you can't target them when they're being Yules, but maybe when they hit the ground, if you can target them quick enough, they can get that bonus magic resistance to not die. I'm not 100% sure, to be to be honest with you, but I guess it's probably a timing thing if the SF doesn't time it just perfectly, but he's been pretty damn good about landing those Yule's combos, so... Ancient stack twice, and Eleanor is going to go to work on finishing those off. It's going to take him quite a while, because there's no real way for him to mass clear these, no AoE damage, no flat cannon, but the auto attacks will be good enough. As the Aegis was reclaimed, so I think they're going to wait out Roche. Of course, that does mean 3 minutes from the reclaim to the respawn. So we're still going to be waiting for that timer to figure out what the potential Roche spawn time is. This Scotty on the Shadow Fiend makes him especially scary because his big weakness before was that, oh, maybe if you can CC him and burst him down before he gets his BKB off, then good for you, you got the kill. But now with the Scotty, he's got 2,400 health. It's going to be insanely difficult to bring this hero down, and if you don't bring him down before your CC wears off, then surprise, he's going to have a BKB and a Requiem, and your team is going to be very, very sad pandas. Phantom Lancer now has that match style. I think he's had that for a good while. He's farming up pretty well now, but yeah, we're probably gonna. I'm curious to see what his next item is, because a lot of Phantom Lancers have been favoring not going for these beefier items. Previously, we'd see Phantom Lancers go for a heart just so that they could keep themselves as high health as possible at all times. But now that this kind of magic burst meta of Lina and Leshrac and Queen of Pain and stuff has kind of died down a little bit, Phantom Lancers are being a lot more greedy and just going for these agility items, the Diffusal Blade, the Manta style, and like there's some stats thrown in here. There's stats on the Manta style, there's stats on the drums, but for the most part you're not getting a ton of HP, so curious to see if he goes for a heart or if he goes for something else, maybe just goes straight for a MKB or something like that, just more damage, crits maybe, I'm not sure. Not sure what the Phantom Lancer item is here. Oh, they find Soulfu, they lift him up, they throw him down, and that is it. Yo, Swag Rico. Oh, sorry. Eleanor. So the big yellow swag letters at the top. Yeah, Eleanor picks up that kill, and he's going to be a happy, happy Shadow Fiend. More souls for his collection. 13, 3, and 2. And almost 300 last hits. This is a rich as hell Shadow Fiend. And looks like they might go for a mid-high ground push with the Queen of Pain down. They know they can do it relatively safely, maybe just get the tier 3 tower and back out, but they are definitely clearing this mid-wave, and Phantom Lancer can of course be here anytime he wants because of his boots of travel. Alright, the wave clear is pretty good from No Name Team. They bring that creep down next to nothing. And Eleanor just stands up on the high ground, throws out a couple auto attacks, and then blinks back for the EMP pulses. So, well played there. And the Phantom Lancer has pushed out the top wave all the way in and met them at mid. So, if they want to fight right now, they could. But instead, I think they're just going to go back, clear out bottom wave, and then look for the Roshan timer. Now, I believe this is the determined respawn time. So, we're looking at just under a minute before that Roshan timer is up. So they're going to push out bottom lane, take over the Radiant jungle, and then they're going to make their way over to Roshan. And if we get this, if ASDF gets this Roshan contested, it's going to be a very, very ugly day for No Name Team, and they're going to have to pull something serious out of their asses to make this game happen. Roshan respawns in 24 seconds. And, yeah, Shadow Fiend saving an inventory slot and some buyback gold, so making sure he doesn't fill up quite yet. Not filling up on breadsticks when there's still a whole Olive Garden meal to come. Interesting play here. They're smoking up behind the Phantom Lancer and pushing in on the bottom lane, maybe hoping to get another kill on Bunny Kirby. And there's the Blink Echo Slam. They're going to lock him down. No way he gets out of that one, and wha-boom. Dazzle gets the heal bomb kill, and the Invoker is down. He has buyback this time, but he's definitely going to have to use it if ASDF pushes the issue. Sending some illusions over to mid to kind of try to chip this out. The Manta illusions might do a little bit better a job than the doppelganger illusions, but either way, bottom is taking some damage here as well. Remember, there is a buyback for that Invoker, so if they do initiate a good fight with a good Winner's Curse or something, Invoker could buy back and make that fight happen. But they took the mid tower, so I think they're looking more towards mid than they are towards bottom. They did get some decent damage on the bottom tower, but who cares when you can get yourself a set of racks? And Invoker either buys back here or lets him get a racks. Neither option is good. But here it goes. They're ready for it, and the melee racks is dropping. It's down to half. Invoker, is he going to buy back? He does. He buys back with 9 seconds left, but Shadow Fiend has already blown up 2 of his teammates in the Juggernaut. He tries to make a fight happen, but there's so many illusions that his Omni Slash does next to nothing. The Earthshaker's going to drop, but the Rubik steals Omni Slash and goes in. Shadow Fiend, what happened to Shadow Fiend? Shadow Fiend died. Shadow Fiend died. Queen of Pain jumped on the backlines. Looked like she finished off the yeah, Queen of Pain jumped in, finishes out the Shadow Fiend, and then dies and buys back to continue the fight. Either way, melee racks are down, so I think ASDF is content to walk away from the rest of this, but Solfu going really ham here, wants to pick up Rilke, and he will do it indeed, but Dazzle turns it back around, realizes his auto attacks hit like a truck, and decides to kill off the Queen of Pain. So 4 heroes down, nothing but Bunny Kirby, and the Tornado will be the end of the Dazzle. So Phantom Lancer survives. That is a 4 for 4, but I believe 2 buybacks were used on the side of No Name Team. The Queen of Pain and the Invoker both bought back. If ASDF respawn and go to the enemy base and take a fight, they will win. And you know, things are starting to look very, very grim for No Name Team, unless they can pull out an amazing team fight. But they had to sacrifice so much, and they still lost Arax and lost the fight on the whole. It's getting scary. They did go for the heart on the Phantom Lancer, so he's a lot tankier now. He's less susceptible to that Queen of Pain burst damage and all of those nukes that kind of dropped him down low in the beginning. Could this be the end for No Name Team's run in the AD2L Season 9 Championships? Well, I gotta find out. I find Eleanor's name so weird because I have a great aunt named Eleanor, and anytime I see this name, I just think of, you know, my sweet old great aunt that I see at family reunions all the time. And so, like, I'm imagining my grandma, and then, or not my grandma, or my great aunt, and Shadow Fiend, and the two images just don't quite work together, you know? Is big fiery demon from the pits of hell who blows people up and steals their souls versus sweet old lady. It's very, yeah, I don't know. Contrasting images in my brain. Either way, Roshan gonna start getting work done here, and yeah, No Name Team is in no position to go fight this. Even if they all started running right now, they would not arrive in time to finish this Rosh. The Sunstrike goes out, and it's already halfway done. Too late. Sorry about that. And No Name Team is going to feel the pressure of an Aegis in mere moments. Now, they're going to clear out this bottom wave, start pressing in on bottom. There is a full butterfly up on Shadow Fiend. What does Juggernaut have here? He does not have anything close to a Monkey King bars, so he's going to have to be quite careful with who he attacks and when, but they really don't have much to deal with the Shadow Fiend. I mean, I think if the Queen of Pain can get an Orchid and then get an ultimate off and maybe use that Orchid burn damage to get that extra bit of damage, maybe they find something. But even so, I mean, 2,600 health on this Shadow Fiend. He's so beefy. So beefy. It's like my hamburger helper. It's so beefy. Alright, Phantom Lancer just pushing out top. They're cutting the wave, but I don't think that matters. Phantom Lancer just wants to kind of get the wave momentum going so that they can have creeps on either side of the base. And I'm sure he's going to BOTs down the bottom as soon as he clears out this wave and or the next one. But the Invoker did a good job of clearing out the dire wave in advance, so the wave died up here on the hills, and the next wave is way further back, so they're gonna have to wait a little bit, and that'll give time for No Name Team to group up, get ready to go, and position themselves for this next big fight. This is gonna be the fight that decides the AD2L Champions League playoffs. Iraj, very sneaky here, trying to get that invis out so he can find himself a good Good blink in, but YOLO Swag sitting on the high ground with that Aegis, just kind of abusing the enemy team, pushing him back, spawning some illusions, and then going right back to the tower. This is what he needs to do. Fisher goes out onto Bunny Kirby, but blink in from Eleanor. He's ready to go. There's the ultimate, but oh my god, that Winter's Curse up in the air catches everybody, but it doesn't matter. There's the Requiem. People dropping low. Everyone is low right now. The Rubik looks like he's about to go down to the Queen of Pain, but gets pushed away at the last minute. Eleanor trying to work on the Tusk. He does manage to bring him down. The 2 heroes are down on ASDF, but YOLO Swag Rico, he is going absolutely ham. Not able to bring down Streetlight, though, as he's getting healed up by that Winter Wyvern Cold Embrace. Now, YOLO Swag, he is going to go down. Shadow Fiend's in the neighborhood, but way too low to help this out. And he does get silenced up on the respawn. No way that YOLO Swag gets... Oh my god, is he going to get out of this? They blink forward. The tornado catches. Is he going to drop? It looks like it, yeah. Alright, so really good fight here, and, man, this might be the comeback from, from No Name Team. Yeah, it's hard to fill the empty space as a solo caster. I mean, I don't think I've seen a pro cast done by a solo caster in a long time. You gotta stretch a bit, but that's okay. That's alright. I got no problem talking about my grandma. Or my great aunt. I don't know. Alright, let's check out the charts. Yeah, 15k advantage in terms of XP and net worth. So, mountain to climb for No Name Team if they want to come back into this. But they did just win themselves a fight, and they're ready to make that comeback happen if they want. And I think the reason these fights have been happening the way they have been is this Quap blinking onto the back line so aggressively. I mean, she's been super diligent about making sure that she's right on top of that Dazzle and right on top of the Rubik, forcing them to use their spells in a very defensive manner. And it's meant that the Shadow Fiend and the Phantom Lancer have not been getting the support that they need in these key fights, so the it just gets to a point where they're kind of left high and dry. And you saw in that last fight there, the Phantom Lancer was just left with 3/4 of his health against 4 or 5 heroes, and he just had to fight it out by himself because there was no one left. So. Black King Bar, what's it down to? So still 7 seconds on Eleanor's Black King Bar, and that's pretty significant. I think that last fight was really turned by that Winter's Curse. I mean, it was really weird how that happened, because I think, oh, alright. Eleanor might get caught out here. Okay, he pops off the Black King Bar. He looks ready to fight, but they pop with the Winter's Curse out on him anyways. He's got teammates behind him, but does he want to continue this? I'm not sure. They're venturing in unknown territory, so they're being very careful about where and how they go about their business. Queen of Pain going for a Refresher Orb. This is actually a really smart maneuver. If you can get 2 refreshers or 2 Sonic Waves off in a fight, that's going to be a huge amount of SF's HP taken away, and of course that could even kill supports if they're not further back. So Winter's Curse was stolen here, though. That's something very important to notice. I did not see that on the Rubik, so got to be very careful about where they position. If that Winter's Curse catches on 1 or 2 heroes, that's going to be it. Triple Troubles. The score is in the stream title there. It is 1 game for No Name Team to 2 for ASDF. It's a best of 5, so this is match point. If ASDF win this, they win the series. And they're going to go in right on bottom lane. 4-staff forward onto the Rubik. He's going to throw out the Winter's Curse on the Invoker, and I think that's a good target, but the Omni Slash is chipping out onto a couple creeps. He actually catches out the Rubik, but nobody has died yet on the side of No Name Team. Looks like the Juggernaut is going to be the first casualty of that team, though. He has an instant buyback, and so does the Wyvern. She is dead and buys back right away. They're going to move back and start working on the buildings. They should be able to get at least this melee racks. No, they're on their way out. They realize that this is trouble, and they're just gone. Are they going to turn this? They're on the high ground. They're ready to go, and YOLO Swag blinks into the back line. He's ready to go on this, and the Meteor drops, but it's not really hitting anything. The Black King Bar is up on Eleanor. He's going to channel out the Requiem, brings down the Tusk, but he has a Snowball. There we go. The raises land. And YOLO Swag going ham, looking for that Invoker, not able to bring him down, but the Shadow Fiend, he actually dies, and YOLO Swag once again kind of left on his own, but I think this time he's got the advantage as Snee is still behind him. ready to help him out if needed, and he's got a ton of illusions ready to help him out. Ice Path going to be thrown down by Invoker, but Swag cares not for it, and he's got more illusions. He's got a Manta ready to go. Gonna get Orchided up. There's the Manta, and just trying as hard as he can to bring down this last Rax, purging himself of debuffs with this Diffusal Blade. Finally, wow. Finally, a fortification goes out, and he's not going to get the melee Rax. He's going to be forced back. There's the Cold Snap and the Sonic Wave. He gets Shallow Grave, and he's going to jump back in. Can he find a kill out of this? No, he's running back into the base. Rubik jumps in, though, steals the Sonic Wave, and gets a kill with it. So they get a trade, I guess, but the Phantom Lance are going down. That's pretty huge, and very well played by No Name Team. Yeah, that was a beautiful hold. Actually, okay, so the Rax did fall to creeps in the end, but the just playing around that Phantom Lancer so well and popping the Orchid on him, making him waste it, waiting until the very last second to pop out that fortification. Just beautiful play, and they ended up being rewarded for it. They got a kill, and I mean the Invoker did get killed off there, which was very unfortunate. But I think if they trade the Invoker to get that Phantom Lancer kill and get them off their doorstep and save the Rax, then I think they'd consider that worth it. Unfortunately, creeps or something. I think it was probably a rogue siege creep or something, because the creep equilibrium was back here, so not sure what finished off those Rax there. Actually, yeah, it doesn't say who killed it, so creeps or something is the answer. But anyways, Roshan, the 8-minute timer just popped out. It's going to be a longer respawn. They've got about 3 more minutes, so it's going to be about 10 out of the potential 11 minutes for that Roshan to respawn. So definitely a lot of time, and that gives No Name Team some room to kind of move around the map, and they've got themselves a Smoke of Deceit up. They're kind of baiting Streetlight a little bit, but oh, Iraj, he could be walking into a huge trap right here, but he's ready to Echo Slam. He can feel it in his bones. He wants to do it. And there's a Fissure. Blink forward, Echo Slam. They're going on to Streetlight, but the team has kind of abandoned him, gone into the jungle looking for the Shadow Fiend. And if Shadow Fiend gets out of this, he might, this might be huge for ASDF. He's going to get a Shallow Grave, channels out the ultimate, and now the rest of the team has arrived. The cavalry is here to try to bring him down. Dreams is going in onto Eleanor, but he knows he's not going to be able to get that kill. Rubik chasing forward, maybe seeing if he can catch anybody out. He's got the blink from Queen of Pain, but he doesn't have any teammates nearby. So 3 easy kills captured by ASDF, and they are pinging... Oh, sorry, that is No Name Team pinging out their base to defend. I thought they were... that ASDF was like, go Throne! But they probably could go Throne right now if they really tried for it. They're going to walk into the base, and as soon as they get into this base, they're going to realize there's no buybacks. And 30 seconds on Tusk, 40 seconds on Jug. I don't think you can make a fight happen with just Queen of Pain and Invoker. You can stall it out, you can do things like this, but you're never going to take a fight. And yeah, ASDF is just going to ignore it, go straight for the top tier 3, and Soulfu, he might die here. This would be huge. He does. He goes down. He has a buyback, but it still means he's going to have to use a buyback if they want to fight.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Tier 3 tower is going to drop. Rax are going to start getting worked on here, but you're going to back up and let YOLO Swag do his thing. Buyback from the Queen of Pain and Juggernaut is now up in 3 seconds. Did they disperse completely, or did they turn to fight? Sneaking Glimmer Capes away. Should be fine for now. Lower's Punch shown on YOLO Swag. Alright, looks like we're going to have a full retreat from ASDF. I'm sure they know that Roshan has to be up any second, and indeed it'll be up in the next 3 or 4. So I'm going to move over there, and Roshan will be spawned as soon as they arrive. So Rilke walks in, spots out the Roshan. There is a Sunstrike to spot it, and so maybe No Name Team can chase this down. They are already en route, but there is a Dire Ward spotting this out. They know that this is happening, so ASDF, I would actually not be fighting Roshan if I were them. Just sit in here and bait it. But either way, Iraj, he's actually in trouble here. He gets the Shadow Blade out, though. They don't have detection, and he does not drop to the DOTs quite yet. He is in a lot of trouble, though. Sunstrike going out. The Roshan is so close. Are they going to be able to finish it in time? They finish the Roshan, but the Aegis is on the ground. Tusk steals it. The Meteor is going to go down in the pit, but ASDF, can they stay alive? The Tusk does respawn. He's back in. Eleanor, though, he's keeping himself alive as well as he can. Black King Bar up on Streetlight. He's working his way onto the back line, trying to finish off that Rubik, but Lewis Simon, he's working his way. He's trying to keep himself alive, but Queen of Pain did go down in the midst of that fight. Juggernaut's down, Queen of Pain's down. No buybacks on either. This is going to be it. I think this is the that was the deciding moment. We might see a GG here quick. I'm sure they're going to make him walk into the base to check for buybacks and stuff, but I don't see any scenario in which this Ancient does not fall in the next 20-30 seconds. And if that is true, then ASDF will be your AD2L Season 9 Grand Finalists. They are champions. It's going to be a huge one. Yeah, this is $110 in their pocket. I believe they won last season. I'm not 100% sure. I remember them being in the finals. I can't remember the results. So, ASDF, two-time AD2L champs. These guys are amazing players. I played with them throughout a few different seasons, and just awesome. Hats off to them. Really happy. Well played. Grats. Really good sports on the side of No Name Team here, and what competitors they'd been throughout this entire series. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That is the AD2L Champions League Grand Finals. Thank you guys so much for watching. It has been a blast bringing you this series, and I've been happy to have you along on this ride with me. So once again, I've been Cptn.Canuck. If you enjoyed my casting, please throw me a follow on my Twitch channel or over on Twitter at Cptn.Canuck. Other than that, that's going to be it for me. I'm off for the night. I'm going to go set up my brand new monitor that I just brought home today. And yeah, thank you guys so much once again. It's been an honor having you, and yeah, check out the AD2L if you're not playing already. AmateurDota2League.com. That's where you can get all signed up for season number 10. I can't believe we're in season 10 already. It's pretty crazy, but that's where to be. Thank you guys so much, and have yourselves a great night.